Hi guys, welcome to our channel Cricket Auction. So in this video we're gonna see the India versus New Zealand test series that has recently concluded, and yes, just not the result that we expected. I mean, we most of us rather would have expected India to win this series comfortably. If not for a whitewash, at least they would have you would have hoped India to win the series comfortably. But the contrast has rather happened. New Zealand have whitewashed India 3-0 in order to win the test series. So India, if I'm not wrong, are getting whitewashed for the first time in their home soil, and huge credit to New Zealand. I mean, yes, India have been outplayed, in their own home conditions, but absolutely, hats off to the way New Zealand have played. They've been magnificent, great cricket played by them, and most importantly, right. So how is this going to affect India's WTC qualifications is something that we'll have to address, and rather we'll have a look at. So because how the actual scenario was that India had to win. Prior to the New Zealand series, India had to win 4 test matches of their remaining 8. That is the concluded 3 matches of the New Zealand series, and the upcoming all important Border Gavaskar Trophy, that is India taking on Australia away from home, that is in Australia. So that will be a great series to watch. So what was important is that they had to win 4 games, right? So it looked like a very easy task with three games at home. But what has transpired is that India have lost the series. So in order to get to the WTC final, they need to win 4 out of their next 5 test matches against Australia. So that's going to be a Herculean task ahead. Yes, India have been absolutely dominant in the last 2 test series that they have toured Australia. They've been absolutely magnificent. But yes, it's going to be a really difficult task ahead. So we'll see the positives and the negatives. As far as the positives are concerned, what are the positives for India from this series? Rishabh Pant has been really good with the bat, right? So what he's done has been magnificent. Even in the third test, he came back to do really well. I mean, to play the way that he did after his wicket. There was a quick fall of wickets that we have seen. The inclusion of Washington Sundar is really good. I mean, if not for at least for this series, it's very important that the Indian team backs Washington Sundar, because for the sheer reason that that you need a replacement for Ravichandran Ashwin in the future, because yes, Ravichandran Ashwin is not getting any younger. I mean, he's an absolute legend of the game. So you need a replacement, an off spinner for Ravichandran Ashwin as well. So in that regard, he's from the same place, or rather the same soil of Ravichandran Ashwin. So in that sense, I think would be a perfect replacement. And he also has been having a very good series as far as the New Zealand series is concerned. And otherwise, Ravindra Jadeja as well with the ball was really good, and Shubman Gill had a couple of good innings. So these are few positives that India can take, right? So from this series, and as far as the negatives, or rather, I won't maybe call it the negatives. I would say that the concerns that India have to address, in the upcoming series, right? So what can India do, or rather, what has India, or what has the management, had to be done in the past, and rather what do they have to do next is something that they will have to think about, right? So talking about Gautam Gambhir's era, yes, they've lost a series in Sri Lanka, but in my opinion, as far as Gautam Gambhir is concerned, what he brings to the table is that aggressive approach, or rather that winning mindset. The way we talk a lot about, just before the victory of the T20 World Cup, right? So we've spoken a lot about the fact that India have been this team who've been doing really well throughout the ICC tournaments, right? So in the knockout stages, it becomes a slightly difficult task to go past that particular game. So in that sense, I think India are trying to be a better team, right? So those are some things that India should look to address. India are looking to address those collapses that they have been through in the series. because we've seen that Sarfraz has been a very good introduction to the middle order. He's been doing really well, replicating his domestic form in the international circuit. Has a very good average as well. So with these positives coming in, I personally feel that India collapsing has been that issue, and the most important point, the two pillars of the Indian team, that is as far as their batting unit is concerned, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. So two senior statesmen, they absolutely are very very vital in contributing to the team's success. And most importantly, both of these batters, I mean legendary batters, not being up to their standards. I think that has been the issue. I mean, not being in form, rather, if I have to put it in more simpler words. I really think that has been the issue as far as India are concerned. Yes, but otherwise with the BGT, that is the Border Gavaskar Trophy coming in, personally feel that India have to go, all guns blazing in Australia, and if they can, do something out of the box, or rather, they can get a maybe win 4 games out there. You never know. Right, so India could really, get to the WTC final. Right then, so talking about New Zealand as well, in my opinion, I think hats off, West. So because they didn't have the likes of Trent Bolt, they didn't have the likes of Kane Williamson, being ruled out due to injury. He couldn't, be a part of the 3 games. So in that sense, they maybe had a slightly, a B team, rather, I would say. So they had a inferior side, and but only a few players, contributing really well for them, with the likes of Rachin Ravindra, Devon Conway, batting really well. Will Young being a revelation for New Zealand. In fact, had to fill a very very big shoes of Kane Williamson, and he did really well out there. And otherwise, Darryl Mitchell as well, in the slip cordon was very good. I think was very very underrated. The way he fielded, and rather those important knocks, the most importantly in the final test match, the way he batted, took New Zealand and rather gave them a good score. I think that knock was the difference. And the bowlers as well doing really well. Mitchell Santner with the ball was excellent. Ajaz Patel as well, being a revelation. Will O'Rourke was also a very very good inclusion into the side. So a lot of positives for New Zealand. And Simon Dool as well, mentioning on commentary that this series win is going to be is going to do something for New Zealand cricket, that it hasn't done in the past. I mean, if you personally ask me, I think it did a lot. The 2015 World Cup, the way New Zealand played, it did a lot to New Zealand cricket, the way they improved. I mean, the way they came back in the 2019 ODI World Cup as well, playing consecutive World Cup finals. So this particular win is going to do a lot for New Zealand cricket, and personally in their way of developing the sport as a country, cricket as a sport in their country. So a lot of things will improve for New Zealand cricket. But moving ahead, what are India going to do is something that the skipper and the management have to look at. So right guys, so this was the review of the India vs New Zealand Test series. If you like this video, do like and share it with your friends, and do put your thoughts in the comment section below, and please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.